Today's video is about me dropping in frequency, vibration, and having a shitty day, and what I did to get out of it. Welcome back to the channel, Royal Ones. Wait a minute, I might have to say that a little bit slower. Royal Ones meaning kings and queens, because a subscriber said, what are you talking about when you say Royal Ones? He actually thought I was saying Roy Ones. Which I thought was interesting. Made me check my articulation. But first, let's get into this hardcore. Now, let's start with the day. It was Sunday. Sunday night, before I went to sleep, I had a horrible experience, which I'm not gonna get too much in detail with, but I wasn't in a good state of mind. And I went to sleep like that. Monday morning, I woke up, did my usual. I have a routine. I meditate in the morning, I stretch, and then I go work out. Now, what I did this Monday morning is I did the routine, I stretched, I meditated, and I went to the gym. On my way to the gym, I wasn't feeling all of that great. So I said, when I get to the gym, I'm gonna have this release, this stress release by running about 7 miles. I got to the gym and it was closed due to some unexpected electrical damage going on there. I was pissed. I was pissed because I didn't feel like I would be able to get out of this feeling of feeling crappy that I was in if I didn't run. But I didn't have a choice. But nevertheless, I was upset going home. I just felt frustrated. And I felt like I could have did something else with my time if I would have knew that the gym was closed. So it was a lot of combinations of feeling like, argh. And I came home, did another meditation. I said, well, if I meditate, maybe that will, kind of subside some of the anxiety and anger, that frustration that I was feeling. So I did that, walked out the door to go to work. As I'm going to work, some random dude, I see him across the street, and all of a sudden I see him walk over to me, and then he just gets in my face. Yo, son, you don't know me, son. What do you want to do, son? You don't know me, you don't know me, you don't know me. What you want to do? What you want to do? And I'm saying to myself, what the hell? Now, in my mind, I'm saying that. But my body and my face said, okay, I don't know where this is going. I took my hands out of my pocket because it was a little chilly. And I kept on walking straight towards him because towards him was the way I was going. And he kept on doing that for about 20 seconds. It was a long time, about 20 seconds. And he wound up getting in front of me and talking, but he was walking and still moving. And he wound up keep on moving and walking past me and just randomly just going nuts. And it was crazy. After I got on the train and I had time to think about it, I was like, what kind of craziness is that? Like, what is it about me that's so angry? Because that's what I thought about. I'm aware that, at least in my reality, what I am feeling, thinking, I'm harboring is reflected to me in my world, everything that comes around me. So I pretty much take responsibility for 90% of the things that happen to me in my life. The other 10 is somebody else's fault. But I said, what is the anger that I'm feeling? What is it? And it popped in my head as I was on the train and as I was getting ready to get off, what I was angry about. I said, okay, I'm gonna take care of that. As I get to the job, I start talking to my supervisor and I get into a verbal disagreement that lasted about 15 minutes, which is a long time to be in a verbal disagreement with your supervisor, right? And it was crazy. And then when I walked out the door, I said, man, this is crazy. I walked out, got in my car, getting ready to drive off. I backed up into somebody's car. I said, I cannot believe that just happened. A loud thump. Boom! I got out. I looked, it was a BMW. The great thing about it, the BMW had no scratches, no dents, no nothing, and neither did my vehicle. So I was ecstatic. The two guys across the street was looking at me like, yeah, we seen all of that. You're lucky. And I was like, man, I am lucky. I said, I gotta change my vibe. I knew I had to change my vibe when I was in an altercation with my supervisor, because the energy was so intense that I can feel like every time I start to feel this intense, like frustration and pushback, that my supervisor would actually ramp up her energy and it would come back to me. So we was going back and forth, and then I felt like I had to disperse this energy, so that's why I left. And then when I left, I still was in that vibration, and then I backed up into the car. And I said, well, I gotta get myself together. It was apparent, and I said, I have to get myself together. I gotta change my energy. I got to, because I seen a spiral, a downhill spiral of something that I was creating. So about an hour go past, and I'm lifting something, and I cut my finger. My finger started bleeding profusely. I said, what the heck is going on? I said, this is absolutely insane. I'm trying to get out of this emotional like web, but it was very difficult. I don't know, at that time I didn't know exactly what it was, why I was feeling so intense and so frustrated and so angry and just not happy. And after I cut my finger, I patched it up, rinsed it off, did what I needed to do, and the whole time I was there, I was like, man, I need to go home. I need to go home before anything else crazy happens to me. So as soon as I was able to clock out, I went home and I was trying to breathe. I was doing all these breathing exercises. Really trying to let it go. Really trying to be free here of this crazy low frequency. When I got home, I made a shake. That's the first thing I did. I made one of my favorite shakes, which is cacao, water, bananas. And I drank that, just relaxed. I said, I'm not gonna do anything tonight. I'm not doing anything. After I drank, I watched a whole bunch of funny Instagram videos. I did that for about an hour. I laughed the whole time. And actually during that process, I felt myself feeling better and better and better. You know, it was because I was laughing and because of all the nutrients and minerals that I put in my body from the shake. And I didn't do anything else. Everything else I had to do, I canceled it. So by the time I was going to sleep, I was in a good mood. I was feeling good. So I went to sleep. Woke up feeling fantastic. Had a great day. And during this day, I wound up going to my crowd class to really work it out. And so after I freaking worked out at my crowd class, a friend of mine in the crowd class, we went out to go get something to eat. And we talked and laughed the whole freaking time. I mean, it was fantastic. So that was good. Good looking brother. So I laughed that whole time and I went to sleep feeling even better that night, right? And then the next morning, I felt great. This is about a 3-day process or so. And after I finished work, I was in my car relaxing. I had my feet up on the dashboard. I was just chilling, right? And a lady walked past me and she was laughing at me because I had my feet up on the dashboard. So I started laughing. I was like, hey, I'm just chilling, you know? And like about a minute after that, another lady walked past. I was coming out my car and she turned around and asked me, said, look, I need to take some chairs across the street. But the amount I have and the tools that I'm gonna use to transport is gonna take me forever. Do you mind just putting these things in your car and just taking me across the street? I'll give you $20 or something. I looked at her I said, okay, not a problem. I said, give me a minute. Let me do something real quick. I'm come back. I'm gonna hook you up. So a minute later, I come back, pulled up where she was at, helped her with the chairs, her and those two women, because the first woman that walked past me was with her. Both of those women, I was helping them put the chairs in the whip. And then I drove them to the spot, and we was talking and laughing the whole time. And she was telling me she's a maker, which is cool because I'm a maker too. I'm a creator. And I also have a company that actually helps makers. So I thought that was interesting. And I was having an event, which I just had, what was it? Yesterday? I just had the event that had a prominent speaker come from out of state who's making a grip. For you guys that don't know what that translate this Ebonics, a lot of money to show people how to do it. Other creators, other makers. So the lady was like, oh, this is, you cool, oh wow, that's great, man. You know, she said, I make, like these chairs that you see, I make them. I was like, oh, that's cool. She said, do you wanna come up in the office? I said, okay, cool. Pulled up, dropped, she said, let me show you the office. Went in, it was a magnificent place. I drove past this place at least 18 times. Honestly, a lot more than that. And I never really been in. It's freaking huge. It covers like 4 or 5 blocks. I mean, this place is huge. And there's a lot of different warehouses, and they do all types of different things in all these warehouses. This particular warehouse she was in was for makers who were funded with money to continually progress their inventions and whatever products or services they had. At least it was funded for the moment. So I go in there, she shows me all of this like super fly creative stuff. I mean, she whipped out this chair, the chair that we actually helped, she showed me it. It was like a chair that you pull a string, it was flat, you pull a string and it pops open into a chair. I said, oh my God, this thing looks fantastic. And it was like a extremely high quality. Like if you look at it, you say, this is an expensive chair. So not only was it like really mobile, but it was really stylish at the same time. And then she started showing me all her other stuff that she did, like some kind of desk that if you put something on it, it shrinks, it's in cubicles, and it's like really futuristic stuff. She showed me like 3, 4 other things. And I said, wow, this lady's been doing this for a while, and her clientele has to be pretty high end. But as I was talking to her, she was showing me something else. She reached for her wallet, and then when she reached for the wallet, she was trying to pull out the $20. I was like, please, I don't want your $20. That's not why I did this. I just was helping you out. Please, put your money back. And she looked at me, she started laughing. She said the face I made was really funny. So she said, I got something, I got an idea. So she said, come with me downstairs. I went downstairs and she said, I want to give you this chair. And it was the chair that I liked, brand new in a box. I was like, wow. She said, would you take it? I said, of course. Of course I'll take the chair. She was like, okay, cool, you know? And then I talked to her for a few minutes, gave her a hug. We walked out and she walked me to the car and then I drove off. And as I was driving off, I said, wow, what a contrast in energy. For me to be so frustrated, vibrating, bringing up so much negativity to me, and then completely switching it and have all these wonderful opportunities and these things and meeting these great people happen all of a sudden was pretty amazing to me. And I was very aware how my energy shifted into such a great space. And I said, well, since this happened, let me share this with y'all, the royal community, because I think it's important to understand the basic things to shift in your energy. The first thing is awareness. You have to be aware as you're feeling, as you're noticing things going on in your life. You have to be aware of the things that you're thinking. Awareness is one of the key powerful elements to being able to move the energy, your energy, the universal energy into the flow to what you want, instead of allowing it to kind of be construed into some negative factors which just bring all of this crazy stuff in your life. Awareness, awareness, awareness. Then when you're aware, you have to take action. The action that I took was having the shake, turning off everything, and then watching funny videos. I know laughing changes your frequency. It changes your emotions. It just lifts you up. That's what laughing does. So I just watched that for an hour. And then I was paying attention later on to see what kind of energy, what kind of space I was in after that. And I realized I'm in a great space. So the other thing that I did that I forgot to mention in this was I took a fantastic dump that night. Right? It's hard to feel good if you're backed up with fecal matter. Right? This is very hard. So you gotta clean yourself out too. After that dump, I was feeling like $1 million, probably $1 billion. True. So then, you know, so it was the shake, it was the Instagram funny videos, it was taking a dump, it was having a great night's sleep, it was doing my Krav workout, right? Where you releasing all of the toxins from your sweat, from breathing. You're moving your body. When you're moving your body a lot, you're moving the energy. That's why it's good to be in movement, because emotions is movement, right? Or the lack of movement. So the more you move, vigorously move, the more you can get out stagnant energy out your body. That's one of the reasons I'm extremely active. That's one of the reasons I'm in my Krav Maga class, because it pushes you and allows you to go beyond what you would normally do by yourself. And the range of movements is different from running, right? Running is this straight, narrow, one-dimensional movement. But Krav Maga, you're all over the place. You're wrestling, you're punching, you're kicking, you're moving to the side, you're doing burpees, you're just doing everything. So you really get to get different angles to get the movement, the energy out of your body. You know, and also the laughter with a friend of mine who was there too, and we ate really good and we laughed. So another thing is connecting and bonding. You know, if you have a friend that you can go out with and just talk and just laugh about life, that actually helps too, right? Because being with someone, having some kind of community or just some kind of relation, socializing actually helps your mood quite a bit. We need it. We're built for it as humans. So these are some of the things that I did to change my frequency, to change my vibration, to change my voltage, to be able to have a higher vibrating reality and to put a smile on my face.